Forrest Gump. One of the most iconic films of the 1990s. The 1994 film, directed by Robert Zemeckis, starring Tom Hanks as Forrest Gump. The film was based on the novel titled Forrest Gump by Winston Groom, and the film follows the life of this Forrest character. It starts from the 1950s when he's a little boy, and ends in the 1980s when he's a full-grown man. Now this Forrest character, he's kind of borderline mentally challenged.
Have you found Jesus yet? No.
I didn't know I was supposed to be looking for him, sir.
He doesn't really have any critical thinking skills. He does things either because he just feels like doing them or somebody tells him. He doesn't really question them. He doesn't really see the hidden motives behind people. So he's not really up to par mentally, I should say. Now you would think he would be at a disadvantage in life, but that's far from the truth. This Forrest character is very physically gifted. He has all kinds of skills. And he happens to be at the right place at the right time throughout all these many historical events that happen during his life, such as he becomes a war hero in Vietnam, he becomes All-American football player from Alabama, he meets all kinds of celebrities, and there's so many different life events and historical events in this movie, I can't list them all right now. He's a very successful person, but he's kind of oblivious to it all. He isn't really affected or becomes too big-headed or anything because he's still that simple boy from Greenboro, Alabama. Now the plot that really drives this story is Forrest Gump tries to connect with his childhood love named Jenny. Forrest was always bullied as a kid, no one liked him, he didn't have any friends, but Jenny was that one person that accepted him for who he was. And she lived in a broken home, she had an abusive father, and it's just kind of a tragic story. And Jenny over the years becomes a wayward soul. While Forrest is having all the success and stuff, he's got the scholarships, he's a war hero and everything. Jenny, she's had a troubled life, she's a wayward soul, she's a drug addict, borderline drug whore. She's just basically on a downward spiral in their life. And the two meet on and off throughout the decades, but nothing permanent. And that's basically what keeps us going in this film, is Forrest trying to get his love back, trying to keep her. He wants to marry her, he wants to be with her forever, but Jenny's not really having anything to do with it because they're polar opposites. She wants to live the crazy wild life, and Forrest, he's just a simple man who only wants one thing, and that's his Jenny. Now, this film will take you to Fuel City many times. The acting's great on all parts. There's a lot of emotional acting in this. I love all the characters, the Forrest character, Bubba. Bubba was played by McKelty Williamson. I hope I said that right. But anyway, before Williamson, there's 3 different actors who were offered the role, but they all rejected it. One was David Allen Greer. Okay. The second, Ice Cube. Ice Cube. Ice Cube was gonna be Bubba Gump. Ice Cube. Just let that sink in. But if you think that's crazy, here's the other one. Dave Chappelle. Dave frickin' Chappelle. I'm rich! Dave Chappelle. Oh man, that would have been awesome. Chappelle actually turned the role down because he thought the film wouldn't be successful. And later on, he's actually acknowledged that he pretty much screwed up, and instead, his big film role in life was Half-Baked, Blue Streak, Undercover Brother, baby. His show was very funny though. Yeah. Lieutenant Diane, Jenny, all kinds of great characters. There's so many different characters you can get emotionally involved with. They all have their own backstory. They all have their struggles. You're just hoping they get out of these struggles. Now, I feel like I'm just kind of being redundant when I explain the plot and stuff, because has anybody not seen this movie? I mean, especially if you grew up in the 90s. So I'm sure everybody's seen this. The few who have not, I'd watch it right now. And this film won Best Picture, Best Actor, pretty much, you know, this ran the table almost at the Oscars. There's not anything really bad I can say about this film. It's kind of long, but in a good way, because it feels like such an adventure, because you literally go from childhood to adulthood of this Forrest character. And you see all these great things happen to him, all these life events, these major historical events. The length of the film, I don't think will cause too many problems with people because it is very entertaining from start to finish. It's just always moving to something else. It's not stagnant. It goes from like one event to the other, one decade to the other. Yeah, Forrest Gump, number 8, go watch it.